Hi guys, I welcome you all to this English class. Today's session we are going to learn from grammar. The title is Active and Passive Voice. Okay, do you know what is a voice? Yes, voice is the quality of a verb which indicates whether the subject acts or is being acted upon. This voice is divided into two parts. The first one is active voice and the second one is passive voice. First, we'll see about the active voice. The voice used to indicate that the grammatical subject of the verb is performing the action or causing the happening denoted by the verb. So that is called active voice. In a simple way, we can see this. If the verb shows that the subject is the doer of the action, then that is called active voice. Got it? Okay. Let's see the examples of active voice. The boy hit the ball. Reena cooks a delicious cake. In these sentences, the verbs hit and cooks show that the subjects, the boy and Reena, are the doer of the action. Therefore, these sentences are in active voice. Can you get it? Okay, once again I repeat. If the verb shows that the subject is the doer of the action, then that sentence will be called as an active voice. Okay? The next one is passive voice. The voice used to indicate that the grammatical subject of the verb is the recipient, not the source of the action denoted by the verb. We can understand it in a simple way. If the verb shows that the subject is not the doer of the action, therefore those sentences are called as a passive voice. Look at the examples. The ball is hit by the boy. Delicious cake is cooked by Reena. In these sentences, the verbs is hit by, is cooked by show that the subject is not the doer of the action. Therefore, these sentences are there in passive voice. Got it? Okay. So, once again I repeat. If the verb shows that the subject is not the doer of the action, therefore those sentences will be called as a passive voice. Clear? Okay. Let's see sentence structures. Usually in a sentence, we will have subject, verb, object, complement, adjunct, etc. Right? In construction of the active voice, we should have subject, that is the doer of the action, plus verb plus object should be there. Look at the example. Cat eats fish. Here, cat is the subject, that is the doer of the action, and the verb is eats and the object is fish. In the construction of the passive voice, we will have subject, but the subject will not do any action. Along with that, we will have auxiliary verb or be form of verb, plus we will have past participle verb, that is called the third form of verb of the main verb. Clear? Look at the example. Fish is eaten by the cat. Here, fish is the subject, but it's not doing any action here. Is the auxiliary verb or be form of verb. Eaten is the past participle verb or third form of verb of the main verb eats. And usually the passive voice will contain a preposition by in the sentence. Clear? Okay. This sentence structure is for the modal verbs. Subject plus modal verb plus auxiliary verb plus be plus past participle verb. You should remember in all the passive voice we should have the past participle of the verb or the third form of verb. Clear? Look at the example. I will write a letter. That is in active voice. A letter will be written by me. So look at the sentence structure there. A letter is the subject. Will is the modal verb. Be is the auxiliary verb. And written is the past participle of the main verb write. Along with that, we should have by a preposition in the passive voice. Clear? Look at the next example. He must learn this book. This sentence is in the active voice. Look at the second sentence. This book must be learnt by him. So this sentence is in the passive voice. Clear? Okay. Look at the tabular column. This is how the modal auxiliary verbs will occur in the active and in the passive voice. Let's see one by one. Can take in the active voice. Can be taken in the passive voice. Could take in the active. Could be taken in the passive voice. Will take in the active. Will be taken in the passive voice. Would take in the active voice. Would be taken in the passive voice. Shall take in the active voice. Shall be taken in the passive voice. Should take in the active voice. Should be taken in the passive voice. May take in the active voice. May be taken in the passive voice. Might take in the active voice. Might be taken in the passive voice. Must take in the active voice. Must be taken in the passive voice. This is how all these modal auxiliary verbs will occur in active and passive voice. Got it? Okay. Now we see imperative sentences in passive voice. Okay, do you know what is an imperative sentence? Yes, you are correct. The sentence which is used to convey a command or a request or pleasing or ordering is called an imperative sentence. Right? Here we are going to see the sentence structure of the imperative sentence. Okay? Here we can have the sentence in positive and negative in the comments. The first one is let plus subject or object plus be plus past participle verb. Look at the example. Open the window. That is comes under the command. Okay. So that is in active voice. So when it goes in the passive, it will be changed as let the window be opened. So look at the sentence structure. Let plus subject or object would be there. Along with that, we should use be verb, and then along with that, we should add past participle verb of the main verb. Okay, this is for the positive sentence. Look at the next one. Let plus subject or object plus not plus be plus past participle verb. This is for the negative format. Okay, so look at the example. Don't pluck the flowers. This is in active voice. When it goes to the passive, then it will be changed as let the flowers not be plucked. Clear? Okay. Let's see the examples of requests in the positive and in the negative sentences. Okay. Look at the first one. Help me. That is in active voice. You are requested to help me. That is in the passive voice. See the negative sentence. Don't touch it. That is in active voice. You are requested not to touch it. That is in the passive voice. Please note the point here. We can begin the passive sentence with you if we want to put emphasis on the person addressed to. Clear? Okay. Let's see form of passive voice verbs. Please listen and watch very carefully because this is very important in the passive voice. Passive voice requires a double verb. That is very important. The first one is linking verb that you already know, that is called axillary verb or be form of verb. So the verbs are am, is, are, was, were, be, being, been. These linking verb we will have in the passive voice. And the second one is past participle or third form of verb, that is the main verb in the form of past participle. And we should remember that in the passive voice always we must have past participle or third form of verb. Clear? Okay. Now we see the changes of the nouns when it goes from active to passive voice. Before that, please do remember, passive voice sentence will contain a preposition by. Got it? Okay. The noun I in the active voice will come as by me in the passive voice. We will change as by us. You will change as by you. He will change as by him. She will change as by her. It will change as by it. They will change as by them. Sam or Pavi will come as by Sam or by Pavi. Got it? Okay. Let's see general rule according to tense. This is very important to find out tenses in the active and passive voice. If we can able to find out the tenses in the sentence, then it's very easy for us to change from active into passive or from passive into active. For that, we should know or we should try to find out the tenses in the sentence. Got it? Okay. The first one is simple present tense. If the verb is base form of verb, then the sentence is in the simple present tense. So, when we are changing from active into passive, we should add present auxiliary verb, that is or plus. We should have past participle verb. So, look at the example. Take or takes is the base form of verb. So when we are changing into passive, we are using the auxiliary verb is or plus third form of verb of the take, taken. Okay? Yes. And the second one is present continuous tense. Continuous means we should remember that verb plus ing along with that helping verb will be there. Look at the example. Am taking is taking or taking, that is in the active voice. So when it goes from active into passive, we should have auxiliary verb is or plus being we will have in the passive, along with that third form of verb we should use there. So look at the example. Is being taken or being taken in the passive voice. Got it? Okay. And the next one is present perfect tense. In a sentence, if we have has or have plus third form of verb, then that sentence will be considered as a present perfect tense. Okay. So when it goes to passive voice, we should use have or has plus been plus past participle of the verb. Look at the example in the active voice has taken, have taken. When it goes to passive voice, has been taken and have been taken. Okay? Yes. The next one is simple past tense. In the active voice, we will have the past verb. So, when it goes from active into passive, we will have the past auxiliary verbs was or were plus past participle of the verb or third form of the verb. So, look at the example. Took is in the active. So, when it goes to passive voice, was taken or were taken. The next one is past continuous tense. Here, was or were is using to show the past verb. Verb plus ing is showing the continuous tense. So, was taking and were taking. When it goes to passive voice, usually we'll have auxiliary verb, that is past auxiliary verb plus being plus past participle of the main verb. So look at the verbs. Was being taken, were being taken. Got it? Okay. The next one is past perfect tense. Here, had plus third form of verb, that is past participle verb we used here, that shows the sentence is in the past perfect tense. So when it goes to passive voice, we can use had plus been plus past participle of the main verb. Clear? Okay. And the next one is simple future tense. Future tense means usually we will have will or shall, can, may, we will have with the main verb, right? Yes. So, in the passive voice, will, shall, may, can, the future helping verb will carry over. Along with that, the auxiliary verb be we will use there. With that, we will use the past participle of the main verb. So look at the verbs. In the active voice, will take or shall take. When it goes to passive, it changed into will be taken and shall be taken. Got it? Okay. And the next one is simple future with the verb going to be. So in the active voice, I am going to take a cake. They are going to take a cake. So when it comes in the passive voice, a cake is going to be taken by me and a cake is going to be taken by them. And the last one is future perfect tense. Here will show future and have show perfect. Will have show the future perfect tense. So will have taken in the active voice. When it goes to passive voice, it changed as will have been taken. Got it? Okay. Let's see more examples. Simple present tense. Mom loves this dress. That is in active voice. So when we change it into passive, the sentence will occur as this is loved by mom. And the next one is hubby takes 3 chocolates. That is in active. 3 chocolates are taken by hubby. That is in passive. I built a house. This sentence is in the active voice. A house is built by me. This sentence is in the passive voice. Present continuous tense. She is finishing homework. This sentence is in the active voice. Homework is being finished by her. This is in the passive voice. Present perfect tense. They have won the first prize. That is in active voice. The first prize has been won by them. That is passive voice. And the next one is simple past tense. The monkey carried her babies. That is in the active voice. Her babies were carried by the monkey. That is in the passive voice. Okay? Yes. And the next one is Past continuous tense. The boys were cleaning the restaurant. That is in the active voice. The restaurant was being cleaned by the boys. That is passive voice. Past perfect tense. The hunter had killed the lion. That is in active voice. The lion had been killed by the hunter. That is in the passive voice. And the next one is simple future tense. Ravi will complete the project. That is in active voice. The project will be completed by Ravi. That is in the passive voice. And the next one is simple future with going to be. John is going to wash the dishes in active voice. The dishes are going to be washed by John. That is in passive voice. And the next one is future perfect tense. Jerry will have paid the bill. That is in active voice. The bill will have been paid by Jerry. That is in passive voice. Got it? Okay. And the next one is imperative sentence. Throw the ball. That is in active voice. Let the ball be thrown. That is passive voice. Don't beat the dog. That is in active voice. Let the dog not be beaten. That is in passive. And we can use one more pattern also for this. That is, you are warned not to beat the dog. That is passive voice. And the next one is work hard. That is in active voice. You are advised to work hard. That is in passive voice. Got it? Okay. Next we will see the formation of passive interrogative sentences. So look at the slide. This is the format or the construction of the interrogative sentences. First one is helping verb plus object plus past participle verb plus by plus subject plus question symbol. Okay, that is for simple tenses. And the next one is helping verb plus object plus being plus past participle plus by plus subject plus question symbol. So that is for continuous tense. And the third one is helping verb plus object plus being plus past participle plus by plus subject plus question symbol. This is for perfect tense. Okay? Yes. Let's see the interrogative sentences with the example. The first one is simple present. Do you light the candle? That is in active voice. Is the candle lighted by you? That is in the passive voice. Then the second one is present continuous tense. So, am I driving a car? That is in active voice. So, is a car being driven by me? So, that is passive voice. Here, please do remember for the simple present and present continuous, we will use the helping verb is, am, or to frame a question. Okay? Yes. And the next one is present perfect tense. Has she stolen my book? That is in active voice. When it goes to passive, has my book been stolen by her? Here we will use have or has to frame a question in the passive voice. Got it? Okay. And the next one is simple past tense. Did she finish work? That is in active. When it goes to passive, was work finished by her? Here we'll use was or were to frame a question in the passive voice. And the next one is past continuous tense. Was he revising his books? That is in the active voice. Were his books being revised by him? This is in the passive voice. As I told you already, we will use was or were to frame the questions for simple past and past continuous. And the next one is past perfect tense. Had I completed the assignment, that is in active voice. Had the assignment been completed by me, that is in the passive voice. Here we use had to frame a question. Got it? Okay. The next one is simple future tense. Here, will my uncle pay my fees is in active voice. Will my fees be paid by my uncle is in the passive voice. And the last one is future perfect tense. Here, shall we have done our homework is in the active voice. Shall our homework have been done by us in the passive voice? Please note this. Will or shall or may can we can use here to frame a question for simple future and future perfect. Got it? Okay. This is very important thing. Please note this. Okay. The question words when, why, where, how or what does not change their position at the beginning of the sentence when the active voice is changed into the passive. But who changes to by whom in the passive voice and whom into who? Let's see few examples for this. What did he say? That is an active voice. When it goes to passive voice, it changed as what was said by him. And the next one is whom did you invite? That is an active voice. When it goes to passive, who was invited by you? And the next one is who wrote this book? That is an active voice. But when it goes to passive voice, by whom was this book written? Got it? Yes. Okay, children, up to this, the active and passive voice gets over. Hope you understand. Please do the book exercise to understand active and passive voice clearly. Okay? Watch this video once or twice for better understanding. Thank you.